Hello. What this is quick Unity tutorial bits, so it keeps you focused and on it over summer really, because you go away, you go somewhere, you get drunk, you do parties, and then you just can't remember what games design is. So these are here, loads of little tutorials I'll be doing over the summer of you remembering how to do little bits, and they won't be very long, so you can quickly watch them. It won't be like an hour long or anything like that. So it's all these tiny little bits of how to just remember mostly C# and just getting acquainted with Unity again. Even if you watch these 5 minutes before a lesson, it's doing its job, isn't it, to be fair? So what we're going to do today is we are going to change the position of a game object. And again, yes, I'm using key terminology, and you should know that by now. So we're going to change the starting position of a cube, for example. So at the moment, this is your standard Unity layout that we get. And I'm going to change that now because I've been working with more people within Unity in the industry, and they've got this really nice layout for Unity that works better for me, and I think it will work better for you as well because you can see everything. So I'll show you how to do that. So if we go up to the top right hand corner here and we see layout, if we click layout and go to tool, it will turn into this, which is really nice because we've got everything. I've got a hierarchy, our inspector, projects, assets, all in the right hand side, so we know where that all is. That's fine. We then got our tabbed scene and our tabbed game right there. So the next thing I'm going to do is grab game tab and quickly drag that down to here, drag that up a bit. So now it's really nice spaced out still where I can see everything. Maybe I can even put that in a little bit. I can see everything here, but at the same time, I can now see my scene and my game object at the same time. So next thing I'm going to do is we're going to change that game object's position. So if we open sample scene, there we go. We've got a main camera and our directional light. What I'm going to do is go to game object, 3D object, and cube, and that will automatically jump into our game scene. Let's change cube to player so we know what we're doing. Lovely jubbly. And also what I'm going to do is, yep, that works. Change our position of our cube here, and we will set the new position via a C# script at 0, 0, 0. If you already know how to do this, skip this video, don't worry about it. But if you need a refresher, even the most simplest things go out your head. So even this is like a refresher for me as well, so do not worry. So what we're going to do is start a C# script, as you can see one here. I can double click this, or it should already be open in Visual Studio. And there we go. So let's just sort this out. Yep, that's looking good. Lovely jubbly. Cool. So first thing we're going to do, well actually we need start, don't we? So let's go Command V. There we go. We need start an update. So I'm jumping way ahead of the gun here. So I'm going to use start, and what I'm going to do is for our objects, I've called this script player as well. So make sure you create a script, name it player. So for the player directions, if we remember, going right back to the start, if we click on Unity, if we want to change the position of something, we have to look in the inspector for this cube. So clicked on the player, as we can see here, we've got transform. Okay, so that's the first place we need to go. So if we go back to Visual Studio, let's type in transform. Nothing found, don't worry about it. We can click enable, it'll be okay, don't worry about it. Hopefully it will work. So let's click transform. Okay, so the next place we need to go is we're changing the position. So we're moving the game object, aren't we? So transform position. So as we keep going down from transform to position to X, Y, and Z, we are going to show the differences, or how the layers down from going from transform to position to X with dots. So we go transform dot position, and then we can say dot X, for example, and then we could say this has a new position, for example, and give those coordinates. Or we could do dot Y, or we could do dot Z, or we don't have to do even position. we've still got rotation, we've still got scale. Okay, so I could even go transform dot rotation, and then we could change the rotation, or we can go transform dot scale, even though that won't work because it needs to be local scale, just like that, or will be local scale, just like that. Cool, lovely. So what we're going to do is, as I said, we're going to do transform dot position, and then what we're going to do is we're changing this position. So we're not just changing X, Y, or X, Y, or Z. We're changing all three. So when we're changing all three, that cube within C# script is known as a vector3. So we've got to give that new vector3 or our game object a new position. And how we do that, so we go, our transform and position is going to equal like a new position. So we're going to type in new, there we go, and that will be vector3, and we do brackets for 0, 0, space 0, there we go. Remember to end it with a semicolon, because that's how we close all of our script. And so what we've done here, we've found our original position for our cube, and then we're going equals a new position of vector3 0, 0, 0. Okay, so we should be able to command S on that and save that. Add our script to our player, like so. There we go. Let's have a look. What's this saying? Transform does not contain definition. Position. Did I spell position wrong? Yes, I did. There we go. So that's why that's come up there. Lovely. Position. Cool. There we go. First video, already making mistakes. That's already good. Read. There we go. Fantastic. Cool. So that position's in there. That's in there. Let's click play to run our game, and this should pop to the middle. There we go. Fantastic. That works. That is really, really helpful. Okay. So there are other things that we can do. We don't have to change the position like that. There is other ways that we can do this. Okay, so if we wanted the variable of X, Y, and Z to pop up within our inspector, so we can change that manually, so we don't always have to go back to Visual Studio, we can go back to our script, and we can create a variable. So what we're going to do is do public vector3, I believe. Yep, because we're changing our the X, Y, and Z position, and it's called a start position. Make sure I spelled position right this time. Lovely. So, and within start, we can go transform.position equals new space, and then we can say start position. There we go, like that. Fantastic. Save that, come out of there, and hopefully it should read the script. There we go. So as you can see in our player script now, our starting position 0, 0, 0, but we could do 1, 1, and 2, for example, and then press play. And then we should have a brand new starting position for our cube. And as you can see, we know that's worked, even though we haven't got anything around us within our game view or our scene view. We can see that it has worked because our position transform has changed here. So there you go. There's two ways of changing your game object position. And I hope that's helped you. Okay, thank you, and I will see you later.